You can eat healthy for less money. Millions of Americans are forced to choose between the foods they eat and their wallets. But this is a myth. In the next 8 minutes, you'll learn 5 proven strategies for bringing delicious, healthy meals into your kitchen for cheap. Budget-conscious families, health-aware shoppers. You're standing here holding a bag of organic spinach and you set it down, not because you don't want to eat it, because your wallet says you can't. If that feels like something that happened to you, you are not alone. 64% of American households say they can't afford to eat healthy right now. Parents are forgoing meals for the kids' school supplies, and adults are hitting up dollar menus instead of meal prep to pay the rent. Meanwhile, a bag of chips will always be cheaper than a bag of apples. Here's the truth. It's always going to cost you more to eat unhealthy than to eat well. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to shrink that gap with 5 strategies that work for every single wallet. Let's be clear. Here is what is happening out there right now. Grocery prices are up 25% or more since 2020, and the categories hit the hardest are the ones you are here for: the fresh produce, lean proteins, and whole grains. Meanwhile, ultra-processed foods, that is, any food with more than 5 ingredients, and that most of the items on a grocery shelf with sodium, sugar, and basically nothing else are mass-produced, heavily marketed, and subsidized to appear the cheapest choice. And these are the 5 points of pain we hear all the time. 1. Fresh food spoils quickly. So you buy strawberries on Monday, it's Thursday, and you're throwing them away. The penalty for eating healthy is waste. There's simply no access in many places. If you're in a food desert or low-income area, the probability of finding a fast food restaurant on your block is 3 times that of finding a full grocery store. So eating healthy is not just a money problem, it's also a geography problem. Labels are confusing and marketing is misleading. Whole grain does not mean what you think, and low fat often means high sugar, and these shoppers are being bamboozled into paying extra for less. Time is currency. Meal prep is not quick, and when working multiple jobs, running kids to activities, and commuting long distances, many are exhausted and reaching for packaged foods as their easiest option. The mental energy load of tracking expenses while trying to eat healthy is simply too much. It's not just a grocery list they need a system. The one thing that changes the entire approach to saving money on healthy eating, we've been looking at the wrong measurement. We compare food item to food item, a salad versus a burger, but we should be comparing them by cost per nutrient. That is, how many units of readily available energy, protein, fiber, and vitamins you are receiving for your money. Lentils beat ground beef on this front. Frozen spinach beats fresh spinach. Oats beat cereal. Eggs beat protein bars. The numbers do not lie, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. These 5 strategies will not cost you. They are about not spending your money on nutrients that have very little to offer, instead of what truly fills and feeds you. The frozen aisle is not a sad alternative. Frozen vegetables, in many instances, are superior to fresh produce. Why? They're flash frozen at peak nutrient ripeness and can lock in the nutrients, whereas fresh produce may sit on a shelf for 10 to 14 days traveling to get to you. A bag of frozen broccoli is about $1.20. The equivalent of fresh, $2 to $3, with a shrinking window of edibility. Blueberries, edamame, spinach, peas, it's the same story for virtually everything. What you can do today: try replacing half of the produce on your grocery list for 6 weeks, and just watch what you save. Families we've worked with save $40 to $80 a month without compromising nutrients. Protein is where most of the food budget drain occurs. Chicken breast is $6 to $8 per pound, while a pound of dried lentils is $2 per pound, and will cook up to yield 4 to 5 pounds. Beans, lentils, chickpeas, tofu, etc. These aren't inferior proteins, and most people could live comfortably and healthfully on a diet that includes primarily plant-based proteins. Even if you are not ready to eliminate animal proteins, even incorporating 2 to 3 meat-based meals into your diet each week for a family of 4 can save $30 to $50 a month. A one-pot, high-protein meal. Lentil soup, protein, fiber, iron, folate, all for under $8 to feed a family of 4. Produce that travels across the country or across oceans to get to your plate is expensive, and that price reflects the cost of transportation. Produce that's harvested within 100 miles of your house is generally going to be cheaper. It has much less travel, and it's more abundant in season. Look for things like winter squashes, beets, citrus fruits, sweet potatoes, and cabbage right now for very low-cost, nutrient-rich choices. Look for vendors at the farmers market that are discounting their wares toward the end of the day. These farmers are often more eager to sell out and head home and are willing to negotiate. Programs like CSAs will deliver a box of local produce each week for a portion of its retail price. Most food spending waste is not from what you buy, but from what you don't use. This is where the anchor meal system comes into play. Plan 3 to 4 meals each week that share ingredients. A large pot of brown rice, for instance, can be a base for a rice and bean bowl, a Mexican rice bowl, and a bean burrito all within the same week. One pot, 2 prep sessions, 3 different meals. The average American family throws away over $1,500 worth of food annually. An anchor meal system can directly cut into that figure. Simply cook your rice or grain once, reuse it for multiple different dishes, using the same staple vegetable or protein across all. Anchor meal plan. Choose 1 grain, 1 legume, 1 dark leafy green, and 1 versatile vegetable per week. Cook and reuse to maximize efficiency. This strategy doesn't change your buying habits at all, just your habit when looking at the shelf. Grocery stores are legally required to show the unit price per ounce, per pound, or per serving. It is there, and most people don't look at it. Those of us who can't manage to save an average of 11 to 20% on every grocery trip without changing the foods that we buy. Biggest unit price savings will always be when you go up a size in the bulk staples. Oats, olive oil, cans of tomatoes, pasta, rice, peanut butter. Switching from name brands to store brands typically saves 15 to 30%, while the nutritional value will be almost identical across the board. Action step: on your next shopping trip, just observe the unit price of every item in your cart. Don't change a thing, just observe. 2 trips and you'll be doing it without conscious effort. Let's wrap it up with the numbers. In a typical household of 4, spending $300 on groceries per month, all 5 strategies could conservatively yield the following savings. Frozen produce swap, $40 to $60 per month. Integrating plant protein, $30 to $50 per month. Seasonal shopping, $20 to $30 per month. Anchored meal strategy, reducing waste will result in saving up to $125 per month. Unit price awareness, $30 to $45 per month. Together, these strategies would save you anywhere from $245 to $330 per month on a $300 grocery budget. This is not just a minor decrease in spending, it's a drastic change. These strategies require no specialty stores, no nutrition degrees, and no meal kit services. All you need is intent, a plan, and practice. And the biggest takeaway from today, I want you to walk away with this knowledge. Healthy foods are expensive because the entire system is designed to make eating well as difficult as possible, but don't underestimate the impact of your choices. Marketing, pricing, and convenience are no match for smart consumerism. It's okay if you don't do all of this week. Just try one thing. Try replacing one bag of produce from the fresh aisle with a frozen alternative. Look up the unit price of 3 items on your next shopping trip, or substitute lentils for one meal this week. Small improvements add up. It's much better to continuously make better choices than it is to execute perfectly on an occasional basis. If you'd like to dive deeper, in the next video, I'll go through a meal prep system under $25 per week that includes all the recipes, prep schedule, and 5 different lunch combinations. I'll link the video in the description. Please share this video with one friend that you think could benefit. The more that we can show the world that healthy eating is attainable and inexpensive, the more pressure we can put on the current system. I'll see you in the next one.